Right, this is solar welding mask insert that I bought, the complete welding mask, and I've only had it about 2 weeks and it's gone duff. So I've been watching on YouTube and they're saying that the batteries go, which is a bit ironic really, because this thing's 2 weeks old, but who knows, it could have been stood for years in storage, couldn't it? I suppose they make thousands of these things in China, and they tell me the batteries go flat. I wasn't going to touch it, but I've contacted the eBay seller who sold me it, and they're sending me another one free of charge, and they've told me to keep this one. So I'm just going to check these batteries, if you can see that. Yeah. If these batteries are flat, then it's a simple case of changing them. Well, simple as I say, they've got to be unsoldered. Well, let's just have a look. So, positive, negative, 2.8, 2.78. Well, that's low, I suppose. Really, there's supposed to be 3 volts, and I would have thought there would be 2.78. I suppose that is low. I've already ordered a couple of these batteries. Actually, I've ordered the CR203, or these are CR2032, but I think they're all much as the same, 3 volts. I'll have to wait till they come and see what voltage they are, but 2.7, just short of 2.8 volts. You'd have thought the thing would have still worked, but it's made my eyes go duff twice now. Disappointing, because when I first used it, it was great, and I'm just learning to TIG weld aluminium, so obviously I want everything to be right, and this thing isn't. I could have gone out today at my local accessory shop and bought another one. They were selling them at about £45. This was £23, so some of you might say, well, what do you bloody expect for £23? Well, I'd expect it to work. I know some of them, when you're welding low current, they have a job switching. But I've seen guys testing them on YouTube, and they hold them up to a bright light and the things switch. Or they flick the sparker for the oxyacetylene torch in front of it and it switches. I've had this under a really bright LED spotlight and quickly turned it on and off and moved up and down, and it doesn't do a darn thing. And I don't risk it again until I do something with it, because my eyes, God, I got a right flash. And of course I kept welding thinking it'll come better, but it didn't, which made it even worse. I should have stopped. So yeah, that's the positive, that's the negative. 2.87. You judge for yourselves and let me know what you think. There's the meter, you can see that. 2.78. Well, that's the other one, 2.78. Yeah, they're both the same, so they're both dragged low. I don't know what threshold is for them. I know you get a car battery, it's like 12.7, 12.8 when they're brand new, fully charged, without a charger on them obviously. They drop below 12 volts, they're knackered, they won't even start a flipping car. So going on that assumption, these probably are buggered. They probably are flat. Can't do any more. I'll report again if I get some batteries and get these off, unsolder them. I've seen guys actually getting a screwdriver under here and prising this off till they break the 2 spot welds on there, and then lever that up and get the bottom one off. I was going to have a go at actually unsoldering down here and down here where it's soldered. They're soldered there, that's the positive, and the negatives down here underneath. Whether I'll be successful or not, I don't know. I have got a solder sucker and a fairly fine soldering iron, but looking at that, they are quite tucked away. it just, when I've seen them breaking these off here, it's like you're really pulling on this circuit board, and I know for a fact this solar panel bit here, you've got to be so careful. I'm saying that. I'm selling you to Jeff, because that's not the solar panel. The front bit here's a solar panel, that's the actual lens that goes dark. But I don't want to damage it in any way. I want to be careful with it. See, that's been glue gunned on and it's come off as the glue. Well, they're sending me another one. And some of the better ones are these. And if I had to actually pay for another one, I would make sure it had the replaceable battery. I know some of them have the little carrier, you just pull it out and the battery comes out. They only have one of them in. I suppose they put two in this to make it last longer, but it hasn't done me any good. It hasn't lasted 2 minutes. So it did work when I first got it. It worked great. The little adjuster on the side here, this brightness control worked. Everything seemed to work fine, but no. Okay, I'll report back. Hi. Alright. Just a slight continuation of the last bit of the video is I've got my soldering iron and I've already cheated a bit 'cause I've managed to get that one there off by just putting a soldering iron on. I'm going to now try and get this one off, so let's see whether I'm going to succeed or fail. I usually fail, but so I'm doing it by putting a little bit of pressure underneath here and getting some heat on. There she goes. Sorry, bit of nerves there. I've burnt that, but I'm not bothered because obviously I'm going to replace them. I'll tell you what I did notice. When I was watching the YouTube, there was one guy and he measured one battery and it was dead. And the other one were measuring 2 point whatever, 3 volts or whatever. And he said, oh yeah, so one battery's gone. I'm assuming that these two here are in parallel. And the thing works on 3 volts, not 6. In which case, one of these batteries could be duff and holding the other one up. Let's try it. Hey, we're experimenting together here. Any comments? Gratefully received. Because I'm only a dabbler like the rest of you. That's why we look on YouTube, innit? Because we ain't got a clue, so we try and find out. You know what? I'm going to pull this little bit of plastic off here. I bought this 2 years ago, and it's still got the plastic film on it. And I wonder if that might cut the glare a bit, because I noticed when I run that video back that you couldn't see the voltage. In fact, if I tilt it up a bit, you might see it better. Oh, I'll look through the camera. Yeah, that's better. You can see now. Oh, no, I can't get to bloody battery. Come on, you little sod. Flick it out. Where's it gone? Right. So, let's check it. Let's put these on the right way around this time. It doesn't matter because this goes negative or positive. So, try and keep my fingers off to... So, that's positive and... Yeah, you see, that's reading different now. 2.85. This is higher now. 2.787, wasn't it? If you all remember. Let's try and see what this one is that's left on the board. Yeah, negative. Ooh, gone nutter. Hang on. 2.8, it's come up. Why has it come up? That's weird. Try this other way around, because I did have these probes the other way around. 2.806. But still, flat batteries. Okay, so let's have a go at getting this other one off. See if I can make a better job. This is really awkward to get at because that is behind some components and I don't want to touch them components. Oh, I might cock them up. I'll try and get in there. Here goes. Oh, it's come straight off as that. Look at that. That came straight out. Cool it. Let it go. I'm doing this because I just thought it'd be easier to break these tags off once it's off without pulling and riving on the board, that's all. It was just my own bit of logic, but I have got a weird logic. Anyway, let's go for the next one. There we go. Well, that wasn't very painful, was it? So there you go. Batteries out. BT1, BT2, battery 1, battery 2. Still don't know whether these things are seriesed up and this actually works on 6 volt. I just don't know. Just out of interest, I don't know why I'm doing it, but test this battery now. I've disconnected it. See that better. Try again. Ready? You know what? These battery voltages are coming up, and then what I think it might be? Heat. Cold batteries are always lower in voltage, which is why everybody's cars break down in winter. Nobody has any problems in summer. They might have a battery that's absolutely shot, but the car will still start in summer. You get it down below 5 degrees C and you end up trouble with your car won't start. And they say, oh, your battery's buggered. And I say, well, it's been all right all year. Yeah, but it's been warm all year. I'm holding this battery and I'm warming it up. I've just had soldering iron near it and I'm warming it up. And you know what? As I'm warming it up, I bet the voltage comes up. What was that, 2.88? Or 2.8, oh, I can't remember. You might remember. 2.887. Try other one. Well, I've ordered these new batteries. They should be here in a couple of days. 2.866. Should be here in a couple of days. So, I won't break these tags off until my new batteries come. As you can see, quite simple really, but I want to make sure I get them right, and I'm going to have to put a bit of sleeve or something on this or try and wrap the new battery, because the new batteries will come just plain without this on. So basically they're just a standard button battery and they've been spot welded. They must have a right fancy little machine that bashes them on. Little spot welder. Must be really quick because obviously didn't damage the battery. Okay guys, I'll let you know how I go. I'm not trying to outdo anybody that's done videos before, because I'm sure they know a lot more than I do. I am an electrician by trade, retired many years ago, and I have played with electronics. I used to do a lot of CB radio repairs and make echo boxes and all sorts of junk to pass the time. Okay lads, I'm going to switch off now and I'll add to this later when the new batteries come. See if I can give myself another flash. Right. This is in addition to the little video clip you've just seen. I'm going to add this video clip to it because I had the batteries out of this welding mask, and the voltage, it stopped working, did the mask. The company have sent me a new one free of charge, told me to bin this one, so what the hell, thought I'll have a go at it. So the batteries were, when I took them out they were 2.7, but both of them, they've gone up, probably because they're not under load anymore. They've maybe warmed up, but that's what they're up to now. It's supposed to be 3 volts now. You'd have thought that were fine, but they were 2.7. Anyway, I've changed them out and I've put some new ones in, and the ones that are in, you see they've got the tags on, and a lot of people on YouTube have been posting threads where they break those tags off and leave them connected to the printed circuit board, and then one guy actually soldered them back onto the button battery. I've got to be careful with lithium ion sticking soldering irons on, but it was really quick, less than 5 seconds, which were great, and it worked and it was superb. But basically what a lot of the folk are thinking, that you can't buy these batteries, but you can. These batteries here are identical, and I got them off eBay, and they were £4.30 for 2. They weren't expensive. Anyway, I've put them in, so let's just check the voltage. Just put probes the right way around, although it doesn't matter because it reads both ways. So that's new battery, so that's nearly 3.35, and the other one will be identical because I'm sure they're together. Yeah, 3.357. The question is it going to work? So I'm going to put this back together now, and then I'm going to try it, and I'll just pause this video and I'll give you the rundown on whether it works or not. If it doesn't, it's going in bin, but anyway, we'll see. Right, so I've put it all back together, and it's working. So this, don't get me wrong, this thing were £22.95 on eBay, and I just assumed, you know, it were what it was. As I say, I used it a couple of times with my new welder, second-hand, new to me welder, and it worked fine. And then one day I got a right flash off it, and then it just stopped working. And it was these batteries. Now you wouldn't believe it, would you, that were reading nearly 2.8 volts when I took them out. Both of them were, and it wasn't enough to power it. So that's it back together. How am I going to show you to prove what I'm saying? I don't know how I'm going to do this. I put the thing on, I can't show you video. I'll try and hold it up. That's the fluorescent lights. If I switch it on, there you go, it's dark and back on. That's right, that's how it should be. I'll try again. Yep, that's working now. Before it just flickered, didn't do anything. So yeah, it's working, that's great. I have got another one here. As I said, they sent me a brand new one, which I've tried, and it does work. Exactly the same. Hang on, I'll pause this and I'll show you. Right, so they are two side by side. That's the one I just showed you, and this one is the brand new one. It's still got protective film on. This one. Right, so let's hold this one up to the light. Oh, I don't want to drop anything. And switch it on and see what we get. So that's up to the light. Switch it on. Gone dark. Back light. Switch it off. Back on. Exactly the same as the other one now. So it's definitely the batteries, and for any of you that are interested, those are the ones to go for. Most people are just buying these. They're just a plain button battery, and then some are prizing the cover and bending those tabs there to make them like spring clips, and then jamming the cover back on. It's a bit of a bodge really, and I'm sure the way I've done it's got to be the better way, because you're actually buying original batteries. The only thing is you need a small soldering iron, and I'm fortunate, a few guys have got a solder sucker. That's great, the little vacuum ones where you press the plunger and they hit the button and it just sucks the solder when it's hot. Very finicky to do, but yeah, it's doable, and I've done it. And I've now got 2 screens for a total cost of £22 something, plus £4 whatever it was for the batteries, but yeah, I've got a spare screen now, so if anybody comes round when I'm dabbling with my welding, messing about, somebody can stick the mask on and watch as well with me. So when I'm doing a bit of this, practicing, they can watch me and learn. Okay guys, hope it helps anybody that's got a problem with the mask. Apparently 99% of the time it is the batteries. Right, just to finish the video off really, I'm showing off because I've got 2 masks and I paid for 1. I don't know, little things there. So this is the battery that you fit, which is a copy of that battery there, and the number for anybody that's interested in buying them and doing it I'll say the proper way, other than breaking tabs off and things and possibility of damaging your printed circuit board. Sorry for the nerves. So that's a CR2032 T14 to T24 button battery with solder tabs, horizontal through hole type PCB. Okay, and the cost, this is what it cost me. I've only just bought them. £2.42 each, total £4.84 from eBay. In fact, I'll put you that, and then I've put a no in front because that's their phone number, that in UK obviously, that's their address if you want to check that. Just don't make the mistake of buying them thinking it's that before you strip them down, because in actual fact you can get them wrong, because some of the laser masks have the larger battery in, which is that one, and that's about 5mm bigger in diameter, no thicker, 3 volt, just the same, but the chances are you won't get it in. Your printed circuit board won't accept it. Just be careful. Hope it helps you guys. Like any of my videos, if it helps any of you, just click as a like or something, or subscribe to watch all my other ones. And all the best. Thank you.